With no food or water and her bones clearly visible, it's obvious Rio's been left alone for far too long.
It wouldn't last much longer before she died.
Today, Susie's in Birmingham on her way to a call about a Shar-Pei cross called Nala that's alleged to have been abandoned.
It is a growing concern, really. We're getting more and more calls all the time. The lucky ones we get calls about and can sort out. The unlucky ones are left to fend for themselves.
This isn't the first time the RSPCA has been called out, but last time they couldn't get in to see the dog. This time, Susie meets a neighbour who says her husband has given the dog some food.
You know, did you come yesterday?
It was a colleague came yesterday, it wasn't there.
And from the neighbour's back window, Susie can get a good look at the yard. And it doesn't take her long to spot a very cold and lonely-looking dog shivering on a concrete step.
Having spoken to the neighbours, apparently the people haven't been back since Tuesday, so that's nearly a week ago. It's Monday now. The dog body weight-wise doesn't look too bad, but the conditions in the garden are totally unacceptable. Can't see any water or any shelter, and it's really cold at the moment, and it has been raining a lot over the last week, so certainly want to try and get a closer look.
From the window, this dog might look harmless enough, but when you go into their territory, anything could happen.
Hello, darling.
But it seems this little fella, left out in the cold, is just happy to see a friendly face.
He's very friendly. Happy to see someone, I think.
Looks like he's happy to see us too.
He's cold, but he's all right.
But as Susie quickly finds out, this garden is no place for a dog.
It's not a great environment. He's just knocked over a very sharp saw. There's nails everywhere, tins, which he's obviously been trying to eat out of. You know how sharp these are. A dog can easily get his nose stuck in there. Someone's obviously put this to try and create a bit of shelter, but it's not really waterproof. The bed is just absolutely sodden and filthy.
No one has been cleaning up after her either.
It does make you angry. I don't know why people have dogs if they're just going to have them out in the garden to pretty much fend for themselves. It seems that they just don't care about it, to be honest.
At this stage, Susie can't take Nala without the owner's permission, but the police can.
It's just unacceptable. No one's been back for 24 hours at least. The neighbour thinks possibly about a week. So I'm going to call the police and see if we can get the dog out today. Hi there, I'm calling from the RSPCA. I'm just requesting officer assistance with regards to some animals that have been abandoned. Lovely. Thank you very much for your help. Cheers. Thanks. Bye. Bye. They're just going to give me a call back when they're able to attend, so it's just a matter of waiting at the moment.
But before there's any sign of the police, there's a problem. Inspectors often work alone and can find themselves in potentially dangerous situations.
It's in your garden.
Someone just told me that you broke into my house.
No, I haven't been in your house.
I feed this dog every single night.
I haven't been in your house.
So at times like this, they have to be in control to stop things escalating.
You came yesterday?
I came about 2 o'clock this morning, right, I went straight round the back, down the entrance,
Yeah.
went straight over, fed my dog. If you have a look, there's 2 big bowls, one with 2 handles, one with water.
But Susie's not happy with the conditions Nala's been left in.
You can't keep a dog out there like that.
What's wrong with the garden? I've even got the whole of her garden as well.
Yeah, no, it's not the space, it's the mess. You basically have to have a waterproof dog kennel where she's got the bed is soaking
Can
wet.
you come back round tomorrow and I'll have a dog kennel there?
Okay, but I need to explain everything that you need, okay? The garden has to be cleared. At the moment, there's cans and things which she's been chewing.
I'll sort that, not a problem.
Okay. Another concern, there's just a lot of faeces everywhere and
Dog
cleaned
poo.
up.
Come
yeah.
on, you are kidding me. You
No.
cannot moan about dog poo. So how am I meant to get the dog shit up off the grass?
You have to get it up. You can't.
This is pathetic, this is, you know.
I don't
Anything else, darling?
think that's pretty much it.
You come round tomorrow. Can you come round about 12 o'clock?
Possibly.
You can meet me at 12 o'clock. I'll take you to the back garden through the house and I'll show you what I've done.
What I'm going to do, just write down everything all the changes that need to happen with regards to the dog, okay? I'll just pop in the van and I'll hang around, all right?
Leaving dogs like Nala behind is one of the toughest parts of the job.
It's just sad because she deserves a nice life, not to be left and just have some food put out for her each day. But there's only certain things we can enforce, you know. If people are abiding by the law, they can tread the line and just do the bare minimum. I'm going to be giving him some strong advice with regards to how a dog should be kept, and if he fails to do that, then it will escalate.
With her notice served and seals put on the entrances to see if anyone comes to feed Nala, Susie's not going to let this one slip.
Be here at 12 o'clock tomorrow and see what tomorrow brings.
Find out later if Nala's owner can remain true to his word. 24 hours later, and Susie's on her way back to find out if he's remained true to his word.
There was little more I could do, really. The dog was physically fine, so I had to walk away, which was quite difficult.
Susie's kept her promise, but has he delivered on his?
I can't see his car. Right, let's go and have a look.
So far, it's not looking likely.
The owner hasn't been back. The seals on the front door are still intact and around the side gate, which is where he said he was going to be entering through. So I know he's not been back now for 24 hours. The dog's still in the back garden, so I'm just going to go and call the police.
Now she needs to get Nala to safety, but she can't just take the dog without some assistance.
You all right?
The RSPCA has no legal power to take the dog without the owner's permission, but the police do.
Basically, there's a dog in the back garden, just sat amongst its own faeces and cans. It's chewed all the cans trying to get food, so we just need to get it away today.
The police have the power to seize dogs and then hand them over to the RSPCA.
She's just been left out here for however long. Are you happy to seize her? Shall I get her in my van out the way? Obviously, you can see the conditions here are just awful. Come on in and let's get you out of here.
Now Susie can take this little pooch to a better place.
It's great news for her. Unfortunately, she had to be left there for the 24 hours, but it's just gone to prove the owner really doesn't care. He hasn't done anything to help her whatsoever.
It's been a joint effort, but exactly the result Susie is after.
A great result, really. We can get this dog sorted. She's out of that horrible garden. She's absolutely adorable, so I shouldn't think she'll be long in the rehoming centre.
Newbrook Animal Centre in Birmingham is one of the RSPCA's flagship centres. It was the first RSPCA centre to be built with a hospital and a rehoming centre under one roof, and they also offer veterinary treatment at the hospital for those who can't afford it elsewhere. Elaine Buchan is the animal centre manager and has seen all kinds of cases come through the centre's doors.
What a good girl.
And the case of Tinsel the staffy puppy is one of its most mysterious. It all happened just before Christmas 2013.
We were just carrying on as normal in reception when two gentlemen who'd been leaving the centre came across the little dogs in our car park. The little dog had been running free, so he picked the dog up and brought it to us. We were obviously a bit concerned for the dog because he'd been running free in our roadway, but fortunately he hadn't been hit by any cars.
But how had Tinsel got into the car park? The centre is miles away from the town. If she was a stray, she had a very good sense of direction to make it to the local RSPCA centre.
When Tinsel came in to us, we obviously treated her as a stray, but we were very keen to understand what did actually happen. We had a look at our CCTV images, and it very quickly became clear that this little dog had been abandoned.
After searching through hours of video, Elaine and her team hit the jackpot. Tinsel's owner's car, and Elaine spotted a sad detail in the shot.
Seeing the dog running after the car that she'd been thrown out of was just heartbreaking.
Seeing poor Tinsel alone and confused naturally angered Elaine and her staff.
There's no need for dogs to be abandoned in this way. It's just not on. Even though bringing the animal to an animal centre could be seen as better than dumping it in any random street, it is still not acceptable. You've got to make provisions for your animals for the rest of its natural life. Hello, baby. Come on in.
Just 1 week after arriving at the centre, Tinsel's loving her new life and new friends. Today she's getting a walk with Elaine and animal care assistant Jake, who have really fallen for this little staffy.
She's got a good future ahead of her now. She is such a gorgeous dog. She's so friendly and happy and very well behaved.
I would say the day she was abandoned, and like all the dogs that come in, they get a health check and an assessment for a few days to make sure they're happy and healthy and well socialised. When dogs are this age, they need to be socialised with other dogs to make sure they're okay to be off lead in parks and things like that, just so they can be happy dogs, really. And she's been doing that fantastically, which is good news.
She's a good girl.
Despite never being able to trace Tinsel's original owners, there was a tantalising clue as to what sort of person might have owned her, one that helped inspire her new name.
She came into us with a pink diamante collar, so I think she's used to glitter and dazzle in her life, so Tinsel does suit.
Tragically, over 100,000 dogs are abandoned every year. With luck, it won't be long before Tinsel finds a new family to love her.
And hopefully someone will give her a good forever home, as we call it, around here. And who wouldn't, eh?
She is a perfect example of what a beautiful, well-brought-up staffy can be. So I hope that her story helps find other staffies good homes too.
RSPCA centres across the country have dogs like Tinsel just waiting for a good forever home. The RSPCA has inspectors spread all across England and Wales. And Anthony Joins is one of them. Today, he's following up on a call about a dog called Rio that's suspected to have been abandoned. Yesterday, pieces of paper were wedged in the door to see if anyone had been into the property.
The door's been sealed. You can see that our paper seals in the door frame, and now it's been 25 hours at the moment.
So this dog has been abandoned for more than a day already. And if there's nothing to drink in there, they could already be too late.
There's no way it can stay.
But the RSPCA have no right to break in alone. They need backup. RSPCA inspectors often venture into the unknown. Whether it's sharp objects, angry owners, or even being attacked by the dog they're trying to rescue, every day they risk their lives.
Whoa. Whoa.
They have no idea what hazards lie ahead. And with a frightened dog, the chance of being bitten is a real danger.
Hello, sweetie.
Don't be scared. Hey.
Rio is terrified and backed into a corner with nowhere to go. She could attack Anthony.
All right. I know. Mucky, have you got some food?
Yeah, I've got some food, I think.
With no food or water and her bones clearly visible, it's obvious Rio's been left alone for far too long.
It wouldn't last much longer before she died.
Gloves off, and with a handful of food, Rio can sense Anthony isn't a threat.
Probably dehydrated. Dry food's not probably the best. You're all hungry, aren't you? It's just absolute neglect, isn't it, mate?
Now that Rio knows Anthony is there to help, he can get her somewhere safe and warm. The house is freezing and littered with all sorts of hazards.
Doesn't make much difference me knocking something over, I don't think.
As they leave, amongst the mess, Anthony spots something a dog definitely shouldn't be eating.
That's bad. Yeah.
Been eating onions. He's
So
starving.
hungry.
To me, it looks like the fact that he's tried to gnaw through raw onions, he's just been left to rot. It's just completely unacceptable.
Rio's in a terrible state and needs urgent medical attention. But will Anthony get her to the vets in time? So it's a good thing that vet Nick Wheeldon is on hand to take a look.
She's dehydrated, isn't she?
Dehydrated, yeah. Maybe just got there in time.
Oh yeah, I think a few more days she would be a dead dog.
Probably, yeah.
There's an easy test a vet can do to see how dehydrated a dog is. When the skin is pulled, if it stays up, like this, there's not enough fluid in the dog's body.
Just the fact that my hand's away from it and it's still tented shows you how dehydrated the dog
Yeah.
Got it. It is prominent, isn't it? That should spring straight back.
This is actually one of the worst
Yeah.
cases that we've seen, isn't
Yeah.
it? Really?
What's this?
Yeah.
When they found Rio, she had no clean water to drink. This could well be her first in a long time.
You never see a dog drink like that.
That is like real suffering, isn't it?
There's no excuse at all.
She may have quenched her thirst, but she's got other problems. Rio was so hungry, she'd had to eat something that was poisonous to her. Onions. The vet needs to take a blood sample to see how much damage has been done.
I know, it'll all be over in a second.
In dogs, onions destroy red blood cells, and without treatment, the consequences can be grave. Until the results come back, no one knows how bad the damage could be. It's a tense wait, but for now at least, Rio can have something more nutritious to eat.
I was going to lose it there.
You won't get it back.
This dog is starving and could have been without food or water for days on end.
That's the behaviour of a dog that's been starved, isn't it?
She may have a full belly, but has she suffered any long-term damage from those onions?
Cholesterol's fine, the blood sugar's fine, so the calcium's fine. So really, it's a clean set of results.
Thankfully, she's had a lucky escape. Until her case is resolved and she can be put up for rehoming, Rio will stay at the RSPCA's boarding kennels in Wallasey.
We can sit back tonight and we can think we've done that dog justice, rather than it being sat in a freezing cold house full of faeces with no food and water, which is just completely out of order.
But thanks to her rescuers, Rio can put all that behind her. Now she can concentrate on getting fit and healthy. So plenty of food, clean water and rest to look forward to. And she won't be getting her chops around any more onions. 4 weeks on, and Rio has been transformed. Thanks to all the hard work the team at the Wirral's RSPCA kennels have put in. Only trouble is, she's worked out where the treats are.
Hey you!
Come on. Come on. Come on.
Today, Anthony is back to see how one of his favourite rescues is getting on.
Here you go. We found her and we took her out of that awful house. It was heartbreaking really. It was difficult for me to switch off when I went home.
Rio was dangerously underweight at only 17.5 kilos.
Come on then, girl. You big good girl, you sit on there.
But now, having put on over 5 kilograms, she's well on her way to making a full recovery.
This dog has had no treatment whatsoever, just what she should have been getting from her owner, which is just food. That's all she needed, a few meals a day. Even the behaviour, demeanour is just brilliant, you know. You'll be chunky soon, put you on a diet.
Seeing such a dramatic change in both Rio's health and personality makes Anthony proud to wear the badge.
This is why we all do it. It's the reason you put the uniform on in the morning, because, you know, that's the end result. And there's nothing better than that.